Welcome to Live at the Blue Box. It is July 2nd. I got it right.
What year?
And it is This Week in Geek. And we are talking to a cast of thousands tonight. Could you hear the crickets? That'll change. So here's the deal. I'm going to set things up real quick. I didn't do any homework. I did kind of leaf through, but I don't have notes or anything, so this is going to be exploratory on my part. So hopefully, well, Edward took 2 weeks off, so
yes,
Edward, this is your show.
No, it's not.
There's been a lot of Deadpool stuff going on, so he's in.
I know there is.
In Furious 8 and Deadpool, they've done a combination of the two.
Well, let's introduce ourselves. You on that end.
My name is Chris Mao, owner of Blue Box Cafe and host of several podcasts.
Why, I've heard of that. This is the Blue Box Cafe that we're in right now.
All right, yeah.
And we've got a sign, too. Bam. All right, how about you?
I am Edward Lee, co-owner of This Week in Geek.
Co-owner.
That and a quarter leaves you $1.50 short.
And I'm a Lil.
We
No,
need
I'm kidding.
We need some lighting. Stat.
And I'm Rob Southgate, Southgate Media Group. There. Okay, so I'm on all sorts of stuff. So let's jump into this. I'm trying to think what the first one is, unless you guys have a first one you want to jump in with.
I have one.
I got a bummer I want to get to, but let's go ahead.
I have a fun one. So Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are going to produce a film about the FIFA scandals.
Wow.
Yep. Do you know anything about them?
About
No.
Ben Affleck and...
No, the
No, I
FIFA
know that
scandals.
yeah, I do know. I mean, it's been in
Yes.
the news.
Yes.
And I mean, Ben Affleck made Argo. He knows how to make these kind of like timely thriller type things. Yeah, it should be good. I mean,
Yeah,
not thriller.
it's gonna be
but-
fun. It's-
Yeah. I heard Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are getting divorced too. Did you hear that?
Hey.
We got one laugh out there.
There's
So
a-
was that it? You are the worst at leading the show.
Yeah,
You
sure.
are- You are the worst.
What else is going to say?
Okay, here's a good one. Do you guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? You do.
I do, yes.
Chris, do you watch it?
I have. I do not watch it religiously, though. But
Okay.
What's up?
Well, you might want to start. They've added the character of Moses to the cast. No, I'm kidding. See,
He
religiously.
parts water?
Yes. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 3, the Season 3 is coming out. They have released the fact that it is integrating the Secret Warriors into it.
Nice.
This is big news because this show has skated that line with the superhero thing. It's been kind of the big complaint. People are like, well, why isn't it superheroes? Well, I don't know if it needs to be. It's a spy show. Well, now they're saying, you know what, we're still a spy show, but we've got the Secret Warriors in it.
Yes.
This is going to be cool. There's going to be some really cool different characters that we don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So that was big news. They put out a cool logo for it. We'll be stealing that for the Enough Said podcast.
Nice.
All right, what do you got? Keep it moving, Edward.
James Gunn has released the official title of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Do you think this is really the official title?
If anyone likes it.
Okay, what is it?
It's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even volume. It's not even volume. It's VOL.
Is that like Naked Gun 33 and a third?
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? It sounds like one of our dumb things. B2C2 Part 2. I mean, it's like that bad.
I thought of that in about 4 seconds. That was a lot of work.
I think he probably just put this out there like, okay, great. It's just called Part 2 or Volume 2. Just get over with it.
Doesn't matter what he calls it. It's going to make $1 zillion. So
No,
it makes
why don't you call it Groot is Awesome?
Yes.
And then I'm in.
Groot is good.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I got a big one here. This has implications. Now, I've complained before about how Warner Brothers is handling the DC properties. I really hope it all works out. Well, Warner Brothers did a really great thing. They this week announced that they're splitting off the Vertigo titles to New Line Cinema. So they're going to release it under New Line, which is different. Here's why that's so important. Sandman is Vertigo. Preacher is Vertigo.
Wow.
Constantine is Vertigo. The best books in DC's lineup are Vertigo, in my opinion. I am super excited. That means that they are going to be producing things under a different banner. You don't have to worry about continuity. They don't have to Zack Snyder has to have his fingers on, Constantine to do this. No, he doesn't. This is really good. This is its own universe in and of itself that could be super cool. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is already involved doing Sandman.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
that'll be good. He's really good. He's
right. And so they canceled Constantine, but right away the first thing it said in this press release was that it's Sandman, and they mentioned Hellblazer, which is Constantine.
Yeah.
That means I was upset that the show was canceled. The show is done, right?
Yeah.
I like the show. I thought it had real potential. Let it grow. It's done. But now you could take that same actor who was excellent as Constantine, and you can do a whole series, but you don't have to worry about continuity or any of that other stuff. That is awesome news. I'm down with this.
Yeah. I think it can only be a good thing, so they can, they don't have to, like you were saying, they don't have to be tied into to all the other stuff. The continuity issue, which is a big one. So I think that's really positive. Plus, I think we've had some disagreement even on this show about the movie Constantine. I really enjoyed it without having much book knowledge about the show. I enjoyed it. So if there is
I
something
enjoyed it too. I mean, it's not exactly true to the story, but I liked the movie. Effects were cool in there.
Yeah, they were. It had a really good premise, and I thought it had a lot of potential. It had a lot of great cameos or small bit parts for people. So
yeah, it's a great story that has a lot of potential. I think with New Line behind it, you have a potential of really growing that out. I mean, Constantine in and of itself could be
amazing.
A series.
Yeah.
So
it has been a couple times where they're tried. So.
Yeah, they have. But I mean, as a movie series, get it right. Get that actor in there.
Sure.
Put money behind it. Make it a film. I think it's really cool. And you know what? I really loved what's his name? Janny. I can't think of his name. The angel in it on the show because it was Michael from Lost. Put him in.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So there we go. Now, have you ever read these Vertigo books at all? Neither one of you?
No,
not
I have
really.
not.
If I were to suggest get into comics, maybe not for you. It's kind of a half an hour, so it might be a little tough for you. But Chris, if you wanted to start reading some comics, pick up Preacher, pick up Hellblazer, give it a try. These, I'm telling you, Vertigo goes deep too. There's a lot of great books, but when you talk Sandman and you talk these things, they are amazing. I want to see him do Death as a series. Actually, a one-shot movie. There was a one-shot comic of Death, which is Sandman's sister, that was so great. And every time I've read it multiple times, and every time I'm like, this is a movie. This would be so cool. Here you go. They've got a banner to work under. The bad news, they also said under Vertigo they would do the Dark Justice League movie, which is the one Guillermo del Toro was trying to launch.
Yeah.
Did you read this news?
No.
Yeah, not good.
He's not doing it.
Oh.
That is a bummer. I wanted to see his vision of Dead Man. Dead Man's a great character. I was
Man,
like, man,
Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Oh, Swamp Thing.
That would be good.
Get Doug Jones to play Swamp Thing.
Oh, what's
Can you imagine how cool that would be?
what's the nurse? They're
The nurse?
Nurse Ratchet? No, sorry. Wrong movie.
it's in the Dark Justice League. There's a nurse. I forgot what her name is.
Okay. Great.
back.
I'm
Nice.
so glad you're
Edward
leading things
screeching
here.
halt.
You are off your game. 2 weeks off. Look what happened.
You can't take time off anymore. You have to Skype in.
It's going to be brutal. You know who's going to get it next week? Lil.
Yes.
And then he's going to be gone for
2 weeks. Yeah. Dang,
2 weeks he's going to be in Disney.
Disney trips. So.
Yep. So we're going to have to get a sock puppet to be a Lil when we're here. Either that or we should get a cutout and we can do the clutch cargo thing and everyone just
puts their mouth in
put
there.
their lips in there.
Talk really loud.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Hey, did you check out the new DC? The DC picks around Entertainment Weekly. The cover.
Yes, the Batman, Wonder Woman.
They look fantastic.
Yeah.
The stills look great. Best one in it was the surprise to me, Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Did you like it, Edward?
I haven't seen it.
So they have Jesse Eisenberg with these really long hair. This really
with the
long
long red hair.
It looks amazing.
Well, somebody on I don't know what site I was on. They did side by sides. They took images from the comics and they did side by sides of those images, and they were like the one with the three of them spot on from the comic. They were all spot on. And the Lex Luthor, they actually had a shot that looked very much like that picture of Jesse Eisenberg with the hair and everything. I don't want him to go bald in this one unless it's at the very end.
Right.
I like that he's got the hair. Now, I liked that on Smallville. You watched Smallville, right?
Yes.
I only watched the first couple episodes, and then I just never went back to it.
Right.
But I loved that, how he was a kid and he had the hair and the meteor hit and poof, out came the hair. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And they showed the field. There was like all these red locks all over the place. Not locks like bagels and locks, Edward.
Yes.
Locks meaning hair.
Yes, I know.
I will get you a dictionary. We
Yes.
can help with that. All right. Let's get the sad news out of the way. I don't like this. I want to get it done. Stan Lee went in the hospital this week, and we want to put our prayers out there for him. It sounds like it's eye cancer. That is not good. So I'm sure if anybody's going to have a mountain of goodwill and prayers behind him, it's Stan Lee.
Sure.
Yeah.
Miracles happen. Let's hope that there's something positive here. The guy's getting up there, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be tougher to see him at Comic-Cons, though, after this. I do.
I think it will be.
I didn't say it's tougher for him to see you at Comic-Cons, Chris. I know you laughed because you thought I made a mean joke.
I did not think that at all. I was just saying.
How dare you?
Wasn't the last run of Comic-Con supposed to be his last run?
Yeah, but that's like the Who. Wasn't their last tour like
82, and every 5 years after
every
that?
Every 5 years they do another tour.
And guess who went to all of them? That would have been me.
Yeah. Ooh.
But you know, he is. He. Unfortunately, this Comic-Con craze came at the end of his. Not the end, but you know, up in his years where he couldn't really capitalize on it and get out there and do that. Because we've seen older actors at Comic-Cons and they can't deal with the rigors of that 10 to 12 hours.
Are you talking about Lando Calrissian?
Well, yeah.
Man, he was falling asleep at the table. I felt bad for Billy D.
Well, and I'm sure, you know, and I think we can talk about that a little bit later in this podcast, but you know, when you're that old, it's hard to sit there for 10 hours and beyond.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't do it, and I'm much younger than them. That's a powerful thing to be able to do that. You earn your money.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like when we saw Matt Smith.
Stan doesn't sit there the same way. I mean, he's not in a booth like that.
He
but
walks around.
Still getting all those pictures and doing all that stuff.
Right.
That's tough.
I mean, he's bigger than life. He's not just sitting
But
there.
he's got his own
around.
Comic-Con now, too. So he goes to all these. Like, I'm looking, everyone that we're trying to go to, I'm like, how is he possibly at all of these? Like, all these, not just Wizard Worlds. He's at, Salt Lake City. He was at, New York. He's at, Indiana. You're like,
sure.
Seriously, man.
Right. Well, he's
cashing in.
Well,
but then he's got his own. He's got Stan Lee's Comic Palooza or Stan Lee's Kamikaze.
He's cashing in, but I think he genuinely wants to go out and meet people. Because I think he's one of those guys that, as iconic as he is in this business or in that business, he is the man. He goes out there and he meets people, and he was great. Just seeing him stand there, how great he was. Being 50 feet away from him, and I felt like I was in the presence of a legend.
Yeah,
at that time. So.
Absolutely.
That is sad,
absolutely.
I obviously wish him the best. So
yes.
I guess,
bad news is out of the way. Let's move on.
Well, you know what? Moving on to I guess some convention news. Last weekend was a smaller up and coming convention in Indianapolis called Indy PopCon.
Oh yeah, PopCon.
And they had this is their second year. They had over 20,000 attendees.
Wow!
And it was fueled. And, they're going to have some issues, and I think they had relatively few issues comparatively to what other places and other conventions that we have attended and other conventions that we've heard about. But there was a YouTube foursome led by this guy named Mark Plyer I don't know. I don't know how to say his name. Is that how you say his name?
What is it?
Markiplier. Really?
Markiplier.
I don't know what it is. So I'm old.
Stop making fun of us.
It's going to be probably Markiplier,
nice.
Jacksepticeye.
That's why I don't watch YouTube. The YouTubes on the interwebs.
All right.
So there were 4 of them, and they literally had people waiting 12 hours each day to see him. His name it's Markiplier.
Markiplier.
So that wasn't like a misprint. I thought it was a misprint.
It wasn't a misprint.
And they were great. They stayed the whole time, but they literally had people drive from all over the country to see him.
Yes.
And blew the roof off of this convention, which is great. I think it's great that we can have more conventions and conventions like this that were very pop orientated as opposed to.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
want to say as opposed to anime or whatever. I thought it was a nice little niche, and they did a great job.
So,
Well, and they did a
just to
lot
give
with
you-
podcasters at it too.
Yeah.
It didn't work out with us with them this year, although we did have a couple of different panels there, and this was really cool. Let me just throw this one out there. If you go to our website, if you go to the Tour de Cons page, Tour de Cons, there is one of the panels that we had there. A blogger filmed it in HD. It looks really good. It was podcasting and journalism. And the guy whoever did the blog, highly recommended it. They said the interplay with everybody was fun. I watched about the first 10 minutes. It was, of course, I loved it. It was, people that we work with. It was, Blair and Carly and Megan and Matt Quiet. It was just like, this is really great, man. So if you want to see a really cool panel in its entirety, we usually put them up for our stuff, but we didn't film any of this stuff. This blogger just happened to be in the room and film it, and it was great. So plugging away.
Yeah.
The website, southgatemediagroup.com. Look at me plug.
By the way.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So just to give you Markiplier, he has 8 million subscribers, but usually he has 1 million views a video.
Wow.
And he puts out 2 or 3 videos a day.
Wow. We did 11 on our last video. That was awesome.
So
not counting family members.
He has a giant fan base that's almost bigger than anyone else except for one.
Yeah. Well, PewDiePie or whatever.
PewDiePie is the biggest,
huge.
but Markiplier, their fan base is much more outgoing. It's not like, oh yeah, I watched that guy. I watched that guy. He's my life.
All right. Well, I'm going to
cool.
definitely check it out.
Now that I know his name, I will never say it wrong again. I apologize.
Sure you will.
No, I mispronounce it, but at least I know what it's supposed to be. As opposed to, hey, what's this guy's name? So,
totally different thing.
That was good. I was glad to hear. It was the guy's name Sean or Scott that we had talked to from him?
Sean.
I mean, they seem like really nice guys. We have seen them at a couple of conventions around the Midwest promoting, and they were unbelievably nice.
Really nice, really cool. So, let's hope that con keeps growing and keeps getting it right. I love the niche it's got, and I love the fact that they're promoting podcasting.
Right.
That's something that Wizard World is getting wrong.
Right.
And I like Wizard World. But they've kicked the podcasters out of Artist Alley.
Right.
You no longer have a podcast alley. So now you got to pay like $1,000 to have a booth. Well, that's the wrong approach. The podcasters are your direct link to the geek.
Absolutely, and hopefully thinking now, and I think we'll talk about this in a Tour de Cons podcast if we can redo the Des Moines or talk about the Des Moines one. Whether doing those mid-level cities or those smaller cities, I think they have a really big opportunity to get to that YouTube podcasting level.
Agree.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, it was a great convention. I love Des Moines. I thought Des Moines
was great.
In a lot of ways, it was perfect because the size
Wizard
and the
World did an
business.
awesome job
Yeah,
with that.
and if they could put in, why couldn't they put in 20 booths of podcasters?
Right.
Just to add. I mean,
have
it doesn't cost them
alley.
anything. Yeah, it doesn't cost them anything to
take
do it.
one room and just make it podcasting.
Right.
Just
Yes.
all day.
Podcasting and YouTubers.
And let it just be the Southgate Media Group podcasting room.
Sure.
Because we could fill it. We're doing a 12-hour marathon here. We could fill that place.
Edward,
Yes.
we had, I don't want to say we had the most popular panel, but we probably had the most popular non-celebrity panel that was
I
there.
would say
today.
that's true. We almost filled that
we,
room.
Wow.
We packed the room.
And
we
people
were in the
were
register. They loved it. We did Geek Tastic
Cool.
Cage match. It was wonderful. Now I may be overestimating our influence on that, but it was a good.
No, I think we were awesome.
Yeah, we
I'll go with
were
that.
awesome, but I didn't know if anybody else thought that. So.
All right, are we talking about geek news or just ourselves?
No, but that is geek news because we are.
We are geek news. What happened? We've crossed over into being the geek news.
Let's just say this. For
That's
Thor
awesome, huh?
Ragnarok, it will not be...
We are the gray area.
ew.
Yes.
When geek
and with an
people-
ointment, we could become the pink area or the dirty brown area.
right.
One of the two.
Yes,
Oh, Edward, that's only 3/4 of an hour. Go ahead.
that's right.
So, Kevin Feig says...
Who?
Feig?
Feig.
Feig.
Figgy? Fig?
I don't know.
But I know it's not Fidge.
I don't
Feige.
know. Feige. All right. Kevin Feige says that Thor Ragnarok would not be directed by Kenneth
Branagh.
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 Yeah. Hey, Ruth, can you get him, what is it called? Hooked on Phonics so he can read Kenneth Branagh's name.
Hooked on Phoenix.
Yeah.
Who am I to talk?
So a couple weeks ago, we talked about this. We were
Okay.
excited that Kenneth Branagh might be directing Thor 3, but,
She's not.
Kenneth Branagh's a guy.
He's not.
I know Thor's long hair makes you gender confused sometimes, but nope, it's a guy.
It is a guy.
And he's awesome. And that's bad news, but who knows? Now, the other thing that happened, the one who directed Thor 2 came out and said it was like the worst experience of their life because Marvel was so hard to work with. That's because Marvel is controlling all this stuff, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's why it's working.
That's true.
There's a clear vision behind it. They're treating it like you would a TV show, and if you have a good showrunner, they're going to control every aspect that way. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, if you don't want to be told what to do by the big bad, I hate to say the big bad wolf because they're not big and they're not bad, or they are big but not bad. I hate to say get out of the way, but maybe that's not the gig for you.
Yeah, get out of the way, man.
Yeah, let me do my own artist thing, but you have to stick with a Thor. It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
So
Kenneth Branagh, the fact that he was circling it again tells you, I mean, this guy doesn't have to take a gig like that if he had a bad experience. He's not saying no.
Well, he's busy. I mean, his problem is scheduling. It's not,
he is a busy guy, man.
Yeah.
Didn't he win? He won an Oscar, right? He's an Oscar winner.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's been
Kenneth
nominated.
Branagh, I'm sure. If he didn't, he can win a Twiggy. This Week in Geek Award.
Absolutely.
We need a Twiggy. How do we get a Twiggy? Edward, can you make something out of Play-Doh for us?
Let's go. Get working on that.
As long as you promise not to eat it.
Yes.
Hey, did you see the new the HBO and McFarlane Toys are putting out some toys for
I
Game of Thrones?
just saw it today. So
Yeah.
in toy news,
Yeah, I'm sure
McFarlane Toys is putting out Game of Thrones toys.
Alil's going to mortgage the house. They
Yes.
look good, don't they, Jenny?
You know what?
They look fantastic.
They have Game of Thrones figures at Walgreens right now, kind of a limited edition thing. And the only one I'm so tempted by is Tyrion, of course.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
how do you not get
Right.
was it Tyrion Lannister?
Tyrion Lannister.
But now that I know there's a McFarlane coming, I'm like, I think
'cause
I'm going to need that and a
There's
Jon Snow.
There's going to be an Iron Throne. There's going to
You
be
know
a
nothing, Jon Snow. An Iron Throne, that's awesome.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Oh, good impression. Look, the audience does impressions now.
That's all of them are bad. Just
Martha's doing Groot right now.
Everything's bad.
I'm trying to clean up your mess.
Oh,
Ooh, wow.
So,
I have a term for that, but I'm not going to go there.
yeah, right.
I don't need
It's
to.
not a mess.
I don't
did it
need to
right.
poke the bear.
I did it right.
Did you see that Walker Stalker is going to do a Walker Stalker cruise on Norwegian cruise
wait,
lines?
really?
What's the buffet line going to look like, though? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, right.
You go and get something to eat, then you get eaten by a zombie. I think that would be great.
Right. It seems awesome, and at the same time, like an awful idea. It's a zombie cruise.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing worse would be a Tom Cruise.
Oh.
Or with Penelope, a Tom and
right.
Penelope cruise.
Tom, that's why they started dating. I can spell your last name.
They're spelled differently, by the way.
I know they are.
Yes,
But they didn't know.
probably not.
See, that was okay. That fell flat.
That-
I blame Edward.
Okay.
Yeah, they could have a fight on who is better looking, and probably each have a good claim on that.
Well,
one, so.
I don't know. I tend to lean towards Penelope Cruz.
Well, I know, but
Okay,
you would-
so Arnold
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger says that the
I'll be back.
sequel to Twins is still a possibility.
No, it's not.
It's and the person that they're circling, they're going to call it triplets, and the third sibling is to be played by Eddie Murphy. Yep. So, in the lexicon of bad ideas,
That's one of them.
I'm going to say this is bubbling around the Michael Bay touched a movie area. But at the same time, Schwarzenegger, DeVito, and Eddie Murphy, you know what? It's definitely going to be a watch on cable, even if it's terrible, just to have the three of them up there. And I don't know. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad, but it might be worth the view, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It might be
You're
a
going to
go
watch
to cable.
it, right?
Well, I mean, if Eddie Murphy has nothing to do with the writing or directing, there's always a better chance of it being semi-funny. Because he's just unbelievably bad.
Yeah, what happened, man? I think it was Norbit. Norbit dropped him.
No, it was bad before then.
Yeah. All right.
I want to say Golden Child. Sorry, but
Did you? Oh, we already talked about that. I'm not going to do that one. Let's see.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Ghostbusters, the proton packs.
Yeah, did you see this? The pictures from Ghostbusters hit this week.
Yes.
It was. I can't think of the director's name. After the Feig incident, I've completely lost it.
It is Paul Feig. Paul Feigs.
Paul what?
F-E-I-G.
Walker?
Paul, yeah,
Paul Feigs. That's,
Paul Feigs.
Yeah, that's Feigs.
he might do a better job from the grave. You never know.
Right. But he released. Show it to Meerkat.
Probably can't
He
see
released 2 images of set pieces from Ghostbusters. By set pieces, I mean like costumes. He released a shot that shows the costumes all hanging, and they look awesome.
They do.
And he released a picture of the proton pack, which looks all retro and cool.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
And like I could build one in my garage. How awesome is that?
Yeah, exactly.
So
You can totally build that in your garage.
There was a picture of Melissa McCarthy walking around in the jumpsuit, and it looked
Really?
really good. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's floating around somewhere. It looked good. It was on Facebook somewhere.
Also in Ghostbusters news, though, what's the guy's name?
Channing
Tatum now says, yeah, that's probably like he's thinking he's not going to be involved. He was the one leading the head on this thing,
Yeah.
And now he's like, yeah, it's like a big universe and it seems like a mess, and I got 23 Jump Street and with Men in Black coming out.
I've got more Magic Mike
Yeah.
money to make. So
Yeah, right.
I can do that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really care. I'd like to see them expand the Ghostbusters universe. I want to see them do it right. I am not against the all-female crew. I don't care. Who cares? It's just a Ghostbusters movie.
Right.
But having multiple groups doing multiple things, if they can get it right, I'm down with. If they have one male, one female, that's stupid. That makes it the NBA/WNBA of film franchises.
Right.
How dumb is that? Well, Expendables did it, but okay.
So, but wait. Yeah.
Yes, but wait.
The more I think about it, the more.
Yeah, the more I'm starting to like the idea.
I'll convince myself to do anything right. So
what do you got? I can tell Edward's
have
just
one.
chomping at the bit.
So they released a Deadpool.
I was just going to talk about that.
Here it is.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
They released the first Deadpool still from the movie. It's Deadpool with 2 Glocks, of an overturned car, and a dead man lying by his side.
We haven't seen any pictures from the movie before. This is like an official still, not like a screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
No, this is officially released.
That's some kind of grab or something. Okay. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I know you're like banking on it being, life changing.
I'm not.
It's your
It's-
Vietnam. When this happens, it'll be a defining moment in your life.
It's your Falkland Islands.
Yeah, right. But
It's
I
going to
hope
be
it
cool.
looks cool.
It looks cool. It looks funny
I'm
because
so
of
nervous
the
about
still
the
that
fourth
they
wall
did.
thing. I'm just so
I
nervous.
mean-
And Ryan Reynolds, the last time he suited up was Green Lantern.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, I know people are eating. that was pretty rough.
yeah.
Even though I like parts of it.
I mean,
Yes.
I like everything. I'm
this
gonna
one-
like this too. I complain, but I'm
this
gonna
is
like
be
it
packed
too.
full of jokes because right now he's packing serious heat.
Okay. Does your mom know you talk with that mouth?
Edward,
Yes, yes.
this is a family show. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
really,
about.
man.
Come on.
Okay.
Did you
this
see
is-
John Bernthal's reading up on Punisher? Like,
No,
actually,
is he-
Oh, yes.
They have him holding up Punisher comics.
Go,
to get-
John. He's gonna kill that thing.
He is going to kill it.
No pun intended.
But boom.
Yeah, well, did you hear? They said that it looks like this second season of Daredevil is essentially, they're calling it behind the scenes, Daredevil versus Punisher.
Yes.
So this is really a Punisher series, like a soft launch of the Punisher series with Daredevil being the framework, because they know by making it Daredevil 2, adding Punisher in as a main character, they can find out if Punisher has legs, we'll say, while at the same time everybody's going to watch this thing because it's Daredevil. It's the second season of Daredevil. frankly, they could have a series for every Marvel character, and I'm going to watch it, including Squirrel Girl. I like that. So, but the idea, Squirrel Girl is awesomeness. I'm down with this. I'm down with this. And I'm glad he's reading up on it. I think he's going to be a great Punisher.
I think so too, because he's got that right edge of that good edge of being.
Well, and Punisher should. I'm eating while we're doing this. How
nice.
Professional.
Yes.
Punisher should be a jerk.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely.
And John Bernthal can play the jerk.
Well, and John Bernthal is a really nice guy. You know, we met him at Comic-Con. Really cool. You watch him on The Walking Dead. He's charming for part of it. And then you hate the guy.
Right.
And he's this awful jerk. And I'm like, that is a perfect balance for Punisher.
Correct.
Because let's face it, most of the heroes cannot stand the Punisher. They view him as basically a bad guy.
Correct.
He thinks he's a good guy. And he's cool if you read from that standpoint, but you realize this guy is pretty cutthroat. He's pretty ruthless.
He kills everyone.
He's a jerk, man.
Right.
So
But
I
he's,
think it's a great mix.
killing bad guys, so it's not
This
really
couldn't
that
be
bad.
better casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
Punisher's name here. Like, he's not necessarily good, but he's not necessarily bad.
Well, he's like bad. He just kills
He's
everyone
like
without
Batman
remorse.
He
if
does some
Batman killed. Right?
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
Pretty
he
much.
is.
Like he takes out the bad guys without remorse,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, and so, he's Batman with a gun. As opposed to Black Panther, that's Batman in the Marvel Universe with claws. Because that's what that's going to be.
Right.
You watch, when you see Black Panther, it's like, oh, it's a Marvel Batman movie. That's
Yes.
what we're going to see, which is going to be awesome.
I'm Batman. Wait, sorry. I can't say that.
Played by Chitnawabi Chabanu, whatever. How do you ever say that guy's name?
Shitnawabi.
While Elijah,
What is his name?
I can't say it because you're killing me. That's the only
Okay.
one I know how to say,
Have
actually.
you seen?
Here's good and bad news. Here's good and bad news. The bad news is we're not going to get a Back to the Future movie. The good news is it's because Robert Zemeckis says, I have to be cold and dead and in the ground before I will ever let them do some kind of reboot of Back to the Future. He's holding on to his property properly. Those movies are great.
Right.
You know, should he decide to do something, don't do a reboot is what he's saying. He's saying, I'm holding the cards, and I'm going to hold those cards. I'm good with that. That doesn't mean we're never going to see Back to the Future 4
No.
or something else.
Right.
It means he's not letting them do what they've done to so many movies, which is, here's a crappy reboot.
Correct.
Brought to you by Michael Bay.
Here's a reboot just to make money.
Well, they,
Right.
or they'll take I hate to say, they'll take a crappy movie and make a crappier reboot. So
Right.
it
like
just-
Sharknado.
Yeah, so, well, that's not even a reboot. That's just something else we won't talk
Not
about.
like Sharknado. Those aren't reboots.
Hey,
Those are just
remember
sequels.
Sharknado? You heard it here first.
Sure. Yeah.
The volcano with sharks in it.
Did you guys see the Avalanche Sharks preview yet?
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazingly horrendous.
I
is
love
what it
that
is.
chop, though, when the girl's just standing there in the snow and they're like, sharks in the snow? How could that be? And then you hear,
How
and
many
then she
weeks?
looks down, there's a shark on her leg. That's the whole noise, though. It's awesome.
How many weeks have you been talking about this?
Oh,
Did you work,
until
Edward?
I
Were you
see
in
it, I will
production on that?
continue
The
to
2 weeks
talk
you were
about
off.
it.
No.
That's what Edward was doing. Was producing that movie.
3 weeks
Was it
ago.
What? He was
What,
making.
Sharkalanche? Yeah, he was, or whatever it's called.
I was the shark. I was just.
He takes our ideas. We sit here, we're like, what if Godzilla and a shark were fighting Ultraman on the moon? And he's like, I'm going to produce a film now.
What's
I'm half owner of Ultraman fighting shark zombie on the moon.
Zombie?
Shark something on the moon. Okay.
Godzilla.
What do you got, Chris?
That's great.
I mean,
The True Detective kicked off a
Did you
couple
watch
weeks
it?
ago. Oh yeah, and it is phenomenal.
Is it? Because
It's phenomenal.
When the first episode hit, I heard a lot of negative press about it. They said it wasn't that great. And I'm like, the first season was so good.
I'm going to disagree because it's not as intense as the Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey. It's not like that, but
Okay.
it
It's
is
different.
in its own way. It's pretty amazing.
So Chris Mao versus the internet.
I'm going to go produce that movie.
Well, you know, yeah, probably. I thought it was really good, and Colin Farrell is unbelievable in it.
Yeah.
So is Vince Vaughn. I thought Vince Vaughn was great in the first 2 episodes I've seen, but they were fantastic.
I like the girl. I was excited she was in it. I can't. Amy Adams or
no,
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel
or-
McAdams.
Yeah.
And she's good too. These are some messed up people in
Really?
this show.
On True Detective.
On True Detective,
So
that's our-
surprised by that.
And shockingly, I think they're more messed up
Oh,
than
there's
Matthew
no
McConaughey.
way they're more messed up than those first two. Those
Rachel
guys were a
McAdams may
train wreck.
be. She may be. So in a good way.
All right, Edward, you're dying to say this one. Go ahead.
Go.
So, have you seen the new viral video on the Ant-Man's insect powers?
No,
It's pretty much Ant-Man.
he shrinks a lot.
It's Ant-Man, the guy who plays Hank Pym,
Uh-huh.
and the director and the woman in the movie. They're
Evangeline Lilly?
Yes.
The woman in the movie.
I don't pay attention to actors.
What did you raise, Ruth? Holy cow. And she plays the Wasp, right?
Right.
Oh,
Well,
she's going to be awesome. No, you know they're going to end up making her an Avenger. Because in the original
Yes.
Avengers movie, you know that shot, the iconic shot of them all standing around kind of back to back? In the original sketches, the Wasp was in there.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
They took her
Wow.
out because I can't remember if it was that it was too crowded or they thought they didn't want to put the budget into that CGI, so they pulled the Wasp out of the story. But they showed the storyboards, and the original one had the Wasp in it. Wow. So she is destined to be in the Avengers.
Yes.
And Evangeline Lilly is awesome. I
Yes.
loved her on Lost. So, all good.
It's just explaining what the Ant-Man movie, what his powers are, how he connects with the ants, and it shows some videos of him with ants. It looks pretty amazing.
My ants aren't that amazing.
Yeah, 50-50.
I don't need to know about them. keep your ants to yourself.
So terrible.
That was really bad.
James Gunn came out this week and broke the moratorium and said that it is his second favorite Marvel movie behind Iron Man, the first
Yeah.
Iron Man. You know what? I never buy any of that because who pays his checks? You know? That's what they all do. It's like, this is the greatest movie ever. Have you ever noticed that whenever actors get interviewed, whoever they're working with, like,
Oh yeah.
they fart rainbows. They are the greatest people ever. And it's like, really? Because they're not.
Well, when they go into interviews and say the cast was great to work with, the movie's horrible.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
yeah, that's
Yes.
code for I don't know what they put on the film, but we had a lot of fun.
Hold on. Adam Sandler. Hold on. I got a little something in my throat there.
Hey, he's just cashing checks, and
Did I-
little Nicky wasn't that bad. That's
Did
all
I
have to
say? Did I say last week that I ate crow about that, about Pixels?
Yes.
You know what? I also found out this week that Chris Columbus directed it. I like Chris Columbus.
So
He
maybe
did the
you
Harry
should've done
Potter
a-
movies, but and the Percy Jackson
All
movies.
of them,
There
or
is
just the first two?
there's
First
only
two,
two,
right?
but there is a big strike named Kevin James in that strike column. I did like Zookeeper. Everyone thinks I just hate on Kevin James. I liked Zookeeper. Paul Blart was horrible.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was awful.
Of course it was. What did you expect it to be?
Man. And I can't stand him in the previews, but that last preview, less Kevin James, equaled more thumbs up. Not 3, though, Chris. So.
Not 3. No, that's good.
Chris Columbus, I'm behind it. There you go. Did he discover America, Edward? Time for history with Edward Lee.
No, he
What
didn't.
happened in 1492?
No, he didn't. Leif Erikson.
Eric Erickson,
Eric-
child psychologist. Did he discover it? Martha, did
Leif
Eric
Garrett-
Erickson
Leif
discover
Garrett discovered America?
Leif Garrett.
Leif
Leif
Garrett?
Garrett and Eric Erickson, did they discover America? Yes.
See, I was right.
Excellent.
And
How did?
Yes, by Edward Lee. He's going to have his own podcast like Hardcore History, only it's really wrong history with Edward Lee.
drunk history.
It's Edward history. That's what it's called. Edward just sits and talks. Yeah, I think.
I think this happened. This should have happened.
Instead of herstory, you know how feminists are always like, it's really herstory, not history. It's going to be edstory.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, look at the look I'm getting. Don't they do that? Don't they say it's herstory? See?
That's so
I'm
bad.
right.
It's
I'm
a word.
right,
It's
they
not
say
about
that.
his.
It's not
about
his,
It's not
her story.
It's not a gender. It's a
There's
gender
street.
neutral term.
I prefer to
Yes.
say it's the story of us. I just won the internet. Okay.
Well,
Oh,
after
you just lost it.
after the internet's going to rear its head and get you. So
I have a little
got
news.
more? Go ahead.
Just Neve Campbell is going to join season 4 of House of Cards.
Okay.
You're killing me.
She hasn't been in anything, has she? In a while?
Not lately, no.
Oh, did you guys see Scream TV show just started this week? Did you guys see it?
No.
No.
Oh, I got to see that. Anyone here see the Scream TV show? Darn it. Speaking of Neve Campbell, she was in Scream.
Yes.
So
I love it how
that was like the last thing she was in.
That's her claim to fame.
That and Wild Things. No, her claim to fame was some TV show she was on. Party of Five.
Party of Five, yes.
Yeah, I never watched that. I don't know.
Why not? That was perfect for you. That would
Was
be
it?
the perfect time.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So she's going to be on House of Cards. I don't watch House of Cards, but I have a feeling it'll end up on Binge-worthy at some point. Do you guys watch it?
I don't
House
watch
of
it.
Cards?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it really
no.
good?
It's Kevin Spacey is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's great. So, and she's
And
joining
so
the
is
cast.
Robin Wright. She plays his wife. It's
Okay.
It's worthy of watching.
Okay, binge-worthy. Chris has rated this one binge-worthy.
I have.
We'll find out how binge-worthy it is on a future episode.
She was in Mad Men.
She was in what?
Grey's Anatomy.
She was just
and
in like
Mad
one
Men.
episode,
Yeah,
though,
she
right?
was.
Yeah, but also Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah, she's been in tons of stuff.
Yeah.
She pops up every
But-
once in a
but
while.
her-
she was
her-
in that bad movie with one of the friends. God, what?
One of the friends?
Yeah, one of the friends.
Ed, the one with the monkey or the orangutan. Remember that one?
Joey. Yes, that was.
Yeah. Breast Men. That's the one with, what's
David
his
Schwimmer?
name? Yeah,
David
David Schwimmer. Oh, man. Don't say his name 3 times. He's going to show back up. It's like Beetlejuice.
I'd rather have Beetlejuice.
Candyman.
That's right. No.
Yeah, please. I'd take Candyman over that.
We could.
He'll come in and start mugging at the camera. That other one, the one with that keeps ending up in rehab. Ross.
Ross,
Ah.
yes.
No, thank you. I don't watch Friends.
You didn't watch Friends?
No. I didn't
Really?
like it. I watched the first season because
Oh, that looks awesome.
I watched it with the sound off because of Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
After that, I couldn't even watch it with the sound off. I'm like, this is terrible. I couldn't stand Lisa Kudrow. Good thing she's not in movies because you hear me complain about her like I do Kevin James. I don't like
And
her
she
stuff.
has like 170 IQ in real life.
Okay.
She's like a genius. And-
Really?
All right.
Yeah, like
I'll take her on.
like crazy.
Edward's
So-
going to take her on with history.
It'd just be a quivering, oh no, I'm sorry.
All right.
I love Friends.
Have you seen the?
No, I don't. What?
Have you seen the Agent Carter's poster?
No.
It's that. It
Oh,
looks
yes.
That.
The new Agent Carter poster looks so
And
cool.
That
it's,
art- that's-
it's going to be in
Must
Hollywood.
have it.
It's going to be in Hollywood because
Yeah, Hollywoodland.
Hollywoodland.
Yes, that's what they called it.
Really?
That's what
Oh,
they did
yeah.
call
At
it.
that time, that's what they called it. More history lessons with Edward Lee.
I have no idea.
That it was Hollywoodland, and then the land part of it deteriorated, and they just call it Hollywood now. But
That fell in the
there's a
ocean,
movie
and-
called Hollywoodland
Yes.
with Batfleck, only he plays Superman in
Where he
it.
plays George Reeves. Yeah,
Yeah, he
George
plays
Reeves.
George Reeves.
That is a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Great movie.
Seeing him in the Superman costume in the black and white is really, really cool.
That
Yeah.
was that was a hugely depressing story. The whole thing. I mean, it was like,
George
oh my god,
Reeves?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bad.
That's like that autofocus, the one about Hogan.
Yes.
Like, that's
Hello.
not a feel-good Hogan's Hero movie. I wanted to see some Schultz, and instead I saw some Schwanz.
Some
That
Schultz,
was
yes.
terrible story.
That was
Oh.
an unfortunate turn of events. So, hey, Edward,
That's one way to
Edward,
put
did
it.
you see that Joe Blow is taking applications to write for movie hotties?
Nope,
Thought you might be in.
nope, nope,
There you go.
Nope,
That you could be in there, bud.
nope.
You were a Lil, so we'll be all set.
I'll send you my resume.
So for those of you, and we've talked about it on other podcasts, and I don't know if we've touched it here on This Week in Geek, Sense8 came out a couple of
yes.
weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit, it's very much on the R side of
Yeah,
things.
you're not. That's a hard R, Edward.
That's a hard
no
R, but
way,
if-
Ruth.
if-
no
No
way.
If you are eligible to watch that, I would watch that.
I would
in a
say you're going to
heartbeat.
get about 40 minutes into the first episode, going, "No, this is okay. They can handle this violence." And then all of a sudden, something, and you're going to go, "Holy cow! I never even saw that before. Turn that off."
Exactly, and then that's the next 10 episodes. So
Yep. But it's a great show.
it is a
It's
great
just
show.
not for
kids.
Not for kids.
And then you know what?
oh, this is a good one. What do you got, Chris? Before he goes into this,
Oh, this no. Go, I would go. No.
Go with this.
This trumps it. So
a picture was released this week. Go ahead.
For Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yes. Did you see the picture?
yeah,
Oh my gosh. Anyone make it their screensaver yet?
no, but
I saved it. I just haven't done the work to make it the screensaver because heck Yeah.
You mean that's better than the Cage of Thrones, where they put Nicolas Cage's face on all the Game of Thrones characters?
I thought that was pretty good too. But it does trump it, man.
It does, yes.
It's groovy. It trumps it.
Even puffy Bruce Campbell looks fantastic.
You know what?
So,
I'll take any Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
He's awesome. That's what she said.
That's what
There
Rob
you
said.
go.
That's what Rob said at Comic-Con, at Wizard World Comic-Con last year. Bruce Campbell.
Yes. Did we mention that Tom Holland is Spider-Man?
No.
Not today, but we did.
We did last week. Okay,
2 days ago.
Edward wasn't here, so we're filling him in. Tom Holland has been cast as Spider-Man. They're going nice and young, teenage Spider-Man. I think it's a good move. I mean, think about it. This guy could be Spider-Man for like 10 years, and he'll still only be like 25. I think that the last two were that age when they started playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, so by the time
Tobey
they were finished
Maguire
with
was older, wasn't he?
Yeah, they'd be like old man Spider-Man, like old man Logan by the time they were the third movie. So this is good. He makes a walk around a webbing.
You know what? I think it is good that they're going this way, but he is the third person to play Spider-Man in 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a lot.
That's because of the misstep. This is it. We're going to see this guy for a while.
You look at the misstep, it is the number one superhero in the entire planet, and they can't get that part right.
It does. Spider-Man makes more money than any other superhero. I mean, everyone thinks Batman and Superman. Spider-Man trumps them. And that's even with those last two movies that had a little hate. And the third Spider-Man movie that is the only Spider-Man movie that I say I really didn't care for.
Wasn't that total money? That was talking about toys
everything.
and
Toys and everything.
That's
merchandising.
That's not movie money because Batman has movie money.
But you know what? You put out a couple of bad movies. Like Batman, when they did the Joel Schumacher Batmans, that franchise was in trouble. They
Val
almost
Kilmer,
didn't
R.I.P.
greenlight the later series that became so good. So Batman would have been kind of irrelevant right now.
Wasn't that why they did? That's why they went to the Christian Bale Batman, because they needed to get that edge back.
And Wolfgang Peterson was going to launch it. He had a whole plan. He was going to do 7 movies. 3 Batmans, 3 Supermans, and number 7 was going to be Batman versus Superman. That was the original plan.
Right.
They were going to be darker. I mean, that's like Das Boot with Batman. I am so down with that, man.
Right.
How cool is that? So instead, they gave it to Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. All right. I like stuff so far. I'm not loving it. I'm liking it. I want to see what happens with Batman. I think Ben Affleck's going to do a great job with Batman.
Yeah, me too. He's got the look, and I think he's got the
chin.
gravity. He's got the chin. He's got the gravity to do it. I think he has the chops to pull it off.
Yes. All right, we're almost done. What do you got, Edward?
I have nothing.
You got nothing, Chris. You got anything more?
Right now.
There's still the hot girl rumors running around. Yes, no, maybe so on the CW. I thought, didn't we talk about it on last week that they weren't going to do it? The week before we said they might do it.
Yeah,
it's kind of. I think that's floating in limbo. And you know what? Did we talk about it again this week that Hannibal got canceled?
Hannibal got canceled, but did you see today? This just in.
Ooh.
The lead actors on Hannibal today was the end of their contract. They did not renew it. So the chances of it going to Showtime or HBO or Netflix, pretty much not going to happen, which is really a shame.
Yeah, that was a really, really interesting show.
Why would they not try to keep that together? Even do 6-episode runs once a year on Netflix.
Well, why wouldn't Netflix do it?
You?
Because I hate to say, look what they put out, but that would be right up their alley.
Yeah, totally
or
in the
Amazon
wheelhouse.
Prime, somebody should do it.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. We keep talking about these Disney movies that are getting made. They're taking the animated films and making them. Okay. So Robert Downey Jr. is making Pinocchio, right? Did you hear who they're hiring to write it and direct it, possibly? Paul Thomas Anderson, the guy that did Boogie Nights, doing Pinocchio. Is his nose going to grow and he's going to go, "You are the star"?
You are.
Is that what it's going to be?
Mark
one went over a lot of heads out there.
Is Mark Wahlberg going to be Geppetto?
Mark Wahlberg. No, actually.
C. Thomas Riley?
I wonder if he's going to play Pinocchio.
C. Riley Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah, C. Riley Thomas.
Is it Riley?
No, John C. Riley.
Whatever. I'm getting it all mixed up.
John Thomas Riley.
Yeah, you know.
They're all the same. One was in The Hitcher and one was Cool.
That's right.
And
which one?
Michael
C.
Thomas
Thomas
Hiley. He's the one that played Step Brother. He's the one who was stepbrother.
John C. Reilly. Right?
John C. Reilly was stepbrother, and he was
C. Thomas
he
Howell.
was Wreck-It Ralph, and he was
no, he's
Boogie Nights.
He is Boogie Nights.
He's the best in Boogie Nights. He and Scotty,
he's
the
best.
best.
The best second man in one of the best second men in comedy. So
he's
he was great
amazing.
in Talladega Nights. He was fantastic. He's
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
All right, I think we're almost done.
I have one more.
You got one more. Do it.
Come on,
Andrew Niccol is going to script Lionsgate's Monopoly movie. Niccol.
Okay.
It's all right.
Yay!
I mean, it's
that the video you showed me though that is
that's
on the
amazing.
story. Somebody made a fake video.
Wait, give me a second. I have to find out who it is.
But yeah, we'll wait. We got nothing but time, Edward. There's a fake video trailer for the Monopoly movie.
The best. It's the best.
It's so bad. It's fantastic.
It's Half Day Today made it.
Oh, speaking of those, did anybody see the Avengers Wizard of Oz matchup?
No, is it good?
It is.
I heard it was out there.
Incredible. This guy, I don't know what his name is. We'll have to find it out. We'll put a link on our site or something. He took the audio. There's your dad. Wave at him. Hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. He took the audio from the preview for Age of Ultron and mixed it up with Wizard of Oz, so the Tin Man is Ultron, and he comes out, there's no strings on me. Oh, it's so good!
I think I saw that.
And then as he's walking in, remember when the thing is walking in, he's all messed up?
Yeah.
Well, the Tin Man walks in that way, and then he stops and toots. It's incredible. Like, you watch it and you just want it to be reality.
Yeah.
Make that movie.
That's the opposite of this Monopoly.
Yeah, no, the Monopoly one.
This is just like, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
I think that's it.
I do.
I think that's it. Let's wrap it up. You guys got anything else?
We're out of geek news.
No, I'm sure we could come up with more, but that's it. It's a Thursday. Let's kick back. We got the 4th of July coming up. I'm sure there'll be explosive things coming up.
I have one more.
Weekend.
I did not. The London.
Oh, that's called the Edward Fake Out. What do you got, Edward?
The teaser trailer for London Has Fallen. Have you seen that?
No.
Have you seen?
Oh,
I can't
fail.
remember. Olympus Has Fallen.
No, I didn't see that. Is this a sequel?
This is going to be the sequel, only with.
Was
London.
it good? Did you see it?
I haven't seen it, but
Has anybody seen
Olympus Has Fallen?
Olympus Has Fallen. Was it good? It was good? Well, they're doing London Is Falling.
Anyone outside of the
They're
Lee
starting
family
with
see
London Bridge. Yeah, that's where it always starts, right? I know the song. Edward's like, wait a minute.
I thought you were pulling out the Clash.
Yeah,
We're
right.
going to do London Calling.
Oh,
so.
you know what? If they don't use that in the preview, they are missing
They
the
are,
boat.
absolutely.
They didn't.
That's all they need to do is do 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 do, and then in a world do 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 do. That'd be awesome.
So,
they show the eye and it like is falling and burning.
Oh yeah,
No,
it would be like Harry Potter.
No,
That would be a Harry Potter movie.
They actually didn't have Big Ben at all in it. They have
In what?
Hey,
the teaser trailer.
Oh, there's a teaser trailer. I'm
Yes.
making this up.
No, there is.
No, there's a teaser trailer.
I didn't know.
So the way it's worded is watch Hollywood blow up London.
Yeah.
is how they're describing the trailer. So
What do you think they'll blow up next? After London has fallen, Dubai has fallen. They'll
Dubai,
never
yes,
do that.
yes,
Can you
yes,
imagine?
yes.
They'll never do
Dubai.
that. Tokyo's fallen. No.
that happened. Watch any Godzilla movie. Tokyo goes down.
Mumbai has fallen.
Mumbai has fallen.
Yeah, it'd just be like some huts. That's sad.
Or we could
Beijing
do
has fallen.
We could do Paris, but they did that in
in G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
and-
Remember that when they knocked the Eiffel Tower down? That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Not a great movie.
no.
And it's still
Too bad I watched it like 4 times and have it on Blu-ray. Not a great movie.
It's still okay.
Is The Rock in this?
Gerard Butler
No,
is though.
no, he's not.
He's not.
Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart. So
Really? Oh, Aaron Eckhart is in it, too.
Morgan Freeman,
Yes.
so it's got a chance.
And there's Morgan Freeman.
Angela
Yes.
Bassett,
I'm down with all of it. That all sounds awesome.
it does. Release
All right.
date October 2nd, so hey.
Oh, it's this year. It's October
It's this
2nd?
year. It's coming, yeah.
Correct.
All right. Well, there's another movie I won't see for a year. So let's end it, everybody.
right.
Thank you for coming. That was live at the Blue Box. This has been This Week in Geek. We will be back with another new show
Dun, dun, dun,
in moments.
dun, dun,
Stay tuned,
dun, dun.
Meerkat. Thank you.